I lost my sparkle a little bit. There's so many problems with this house. It is what it is, like, just let it go. Actually been a massive change, if I'm honest. I think it makes me sad that I'm so hard and like cruel to myself. All the rejection and like I'm not good enough. Too much change, I couldn't cope. There is slight possibility that my camera could die. I did try and film this last night, and I feel like because it was my first time filming in so long and I have so much to update you guys on, that it was a little bit like blah, 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 and everything came out so quickly. I had a chance to think about it today and I want to just refilm in a bit more of a calmer frame of mind. So yeah, let's see what happens. But hello you lovely lot. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I'm so excited to catch up and fill you in on everything. I really hope you're well. Thank you so much for even clicking on this video to watch. There are so many platforms these days and so many creators and everything of things to watch, so if you did even click on this to find out what I've been up to, I really appreciate it and would love if you were to stick around. Some people say YouTube is dying. I still love it as much as I did many years ago. I'm going to try and get this up pretty ASAP, but it's been that weekend where it's just been like the hottest weekend of the year so far, and I'm so hot right now. But you guys watching this don't really care about that, and that's all good. We're here for a catch-up. You may have not noticed, I've not uploaded for a little while. I haven't uploaded on Instagram since January, which is insane, and all in all just haven't felt myself really over the last couple of months, so I thought it would only be right to talk about it. I feel like these videos are really important for me anyway. When I've been documenting my life for as long as I have now, it's really nice to have these sort of catch-up timeline videos to see where I'm at, you know, at different points. And we're now in very much into June. It is Sunday the 11th of June, into summer. Summer's here. I've not really been feeling like myself recently. I feel like a little bit of my, when I say like I lost my sparkle a little bit. I'm still trying to find it, to be honest. It's not like I'm not fully, I don't know. Anyway, we'll get into this as the video goes on, but I think I've probably been struggling a bit more than maybe I realised over the last couple of months, so I just want this video to be super honest and raw, and it's quite like a vulnerable thing obviously to talk about your feelings, and I've done it for a long time to a camera and to you guys, but I forget that people, you know, watch this. But I feel like disconnected from the world of social media, and I hope that you guys are still like up for, you know, engaging and watching my stuff on any platform. I think the thing I've been missing is this like not romanticizing the days and like making the most out of my life, and like when I vlog and do YouTube I can really do that, making things feel like a bit of a movie. So anyway, in this video I will be discussing sort of like, you know, life updates, personal things, mental health, all things like that. It's not going to be like it's not a sad video, it's not like a whiny moany video. I hope it's more of just what has been going on. Yeah, for me personally it's just been a bit of a meh kind of time, putting a stop to it. No more meh kind of times. I actually made a TikTok about over a month ago, sort of summing up how I've been feeling, which I will add in here because I feel like I summarised how I felt without going into like too much depth quite well. So I'm going to pop that in here.
I think it's fair to say that the majority of the year so far, I feel like I've just been existing as opposed to actually living. I'm a performer currently working all the hours in different muggle jobs that I don't love, trying to keep up with the insane London prices. But I've got so lost in that I feel like I haven't truly been living. I also moved house into a questionable rental property that needs a lot of TLC, and the process of making a house a home is a long one. As a performer, the struggles of having no commitment so that you can go to auditions and train, but also make sure that you have enough money while still enjoying life is a constant cycle a lot of performers face, along with the rejection and feelings of failure which have been strong the past few months. Constantly feeling like I could or should be doing more, a constant work in progress, in a constant state of self-improvement whilst being so self-critical about everything can get so draining. But the past few months have really given me some time to think, and I'm only 24, which I'm telling myself is still a baby in adult years, and I cannot be spending this precious time pinning my happiness on certain things like jobs or when I achieve this goal or that goal, questioning every part of your life. Maybe that is just your 20s, feeling like there are so many lives that you could have picked and being unsure whether this really is the right one. This looks completely different to everyone, but I know that the one I am on is the one that I'm passionate about, and the one that when I'm old and I look back on my life, the one that I am so glad that I gave it my best go. Chasing a dream is about enjoying the process that leads you there, which I can't say I've been doing. So here's a reminder if you need it, because I definitely do. Time moves so fast and all we have is the present. I'm not going to let it keep running away from me without feeling like I'm living it to the full. I now want to go on a mission to make the absolute most of life, to find happiness in every day, and to really, really enjoy the journey.
I feel like existing and sort of just floating through, fumbling through, very caught up in like a work, not much life cycle. My vlogs at the beginning of the year, I was on this like hype, like lucky girl syndrome, and like I was on such a high from finishing my Christmas job, my performing job. You go back to like auditioning, and then you start, you know, getting caught up again of like, oh well, all the rejection and like I'm not good enough, and all of those things come back into play. And it's a hard life, it's a tricky life being a performer. The highs and lows are so real, and I think I just don't have anything else in my life that I'm as passionate about as performing. Obviously I love creating content, but my passion since I was so young has been performing, and it still is now. And I think that's really difficult when you like monetize a hobby or a passion, because then there's now this pressure, and all I want is for that to be able to pay my bills, and you know, I wanted to spend all my time doing that, but it's not that easy to just want to do it, you know, and there are all these phases beforehand. Anyway, I'm going to start with where I kind of left off with my vlogs, which is moving. You guys saw that I moved house, moved to a different part of London, moved in with some more housemates, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I think this has been a really big factor in my mood and just not feeling good, and just feeling a bit because the house we moved into, there's so many problems with this house, and like renting in London's a bit of a joke anyway, and this house, it's good sort of in terms of money wise, rent, the location is great, I really love the location, but the house is just like an old rental. You know, we've done quite a lot, we've painted a lot, we have bought a lot to make it our own and make it homely and make it nice, but there's only so much you can do when, you know, they're not going to go into it and bore you guys with the problems, but things that are like out of our control. And it's just been a process of like not being able to fully relax in your environment because there are things that need doing and problems, you know. And I think that's more on me really. Like I could just like, I'm kind of at the point now I'm like, it is what it is, like just let it go. Whereas when I first moved in, I was so sort of like, every minute I had I was like, I need to paint this, I need to do this, I need to buy this, I need to organize this, I need to da-da-da. And now I'm just like, this is not a forever home, this is a rental in your 20s in London that you'll look back and I think like we'll probably grow to love the like shittiness of it. You know what I mean? I'm living in London, I have to just keep reminding myself of that's cool, that's good, make the most of that part and not worry so much about, you know, all of these things. I think I was a bit worried about vlogging and like creating content in a house that like isn't that nice, but you know, that's also just the reality. Like, you know, not everyone has to live in these amazing homes to be able to create content, and yeah, always keeping it 100. So I think going from the flat we had last year was gorgeous and it was new, and then to this has been a little bit of a shock, and it takes so long to really make a house a home. But then a few weeks into living here in March, Elliot got a job on a cruise. For those of you who might not know, I'm sure you do, Elliot's my best friend. We lived together all of last year, do everything together, we're basically a couple, we're platonic soulmates, right? That's kind of the vibe. And he got a job on a cruise, which, oh my gosh, I am so proud of him. It is amazing. He's on a ship, he's on P&O ship around the Mediterranean for 6 months until October. So he auditioned on the Wednesday started rehearsals on the Friday. It was so quick. I dropped him down to Southampton. We had an emotional goodbye. I vlogged clips of this, but like maybe I'll overlay them. I was sobbing. I was literally sobbing. He didn't really know what was going on. It was all just like a whirlwind. And then in between then and now, he actually set sail. They left the UK end of April, so between like March and April he came back a couple of weekends, which was really nice, and then now he's gone for 6 months, well, until October. They do dock in Southampton every couple of weeks, and I have been to Southampton to see him, but that has actually been a massive change, if I'm honest, like a massive adjustment for both of us actually. And if anything, it's made us both appreciate, not to get like soppy, we're not soppy friends at all, we're not affectionate friends, but oh my gosh, since he got that contract and he was away, we now like cuddle and like just, you know, not in a weird way, but we just like, oh, just appreciate and love you so much that we're just like, it's so nice. And yeah, it's really made us appreciate our friendship, and it's been a strange adjustment. I really love my housemates and I'm excited for you guys to meet them. I think you're going to love them too, and it's been great. Obviously it's so lush to live with other people now as well, but yeah, I do miss Els a lot. I'm very proud, and that's just been a big change. So in terms of jobs and performing, I'm auditioning a lot. So if you guys know, I've spoken about this before, as a performer, when you're like in between jobs, you get like a muggle job. I've now found a muggle job that I started the same week as moving into this house, which do not recommend to anyone. It is at a place called Barcore. It's like a ballet inspired workout. I'm just front of house there at the moment. Maybe considering the instructor training. I think maybe fitness training, something I'd kind of like to get into, and I really enjoy the job. It is easy, you know, it's chilled, I get to do classes for free, it's great, but it just doesn't pay too much. It pays enough to like cover, you know, expenses, bills, rent, you know, but for like actual life, I've been doing other things, a little bit of childcare here and there to just keep things ticking over. But yeah, in terms of jobs, that's kind of where I'm at. Doing quite a lot of singing stuff. I sang a lot over the Jubilee, singing in the care homes, which is like the most rewarding thing ever. You know, still training, keeping the performance stuff ticking over, got new headshots done, speak to my agent regularly. I'm yet to find something that fulfills me in the way that performing does, and the sad thing is that I don't get to perform all the time. So yeah, that's kind of the reality of a performer's life unless you're booked and busy all the time. I also went to Venice with my mum and my nan in March, and I have a vlog coming that has been edited for ages, but I wanted to do this catch up before putting that out. It didn't really feel right to not catch you guys up before putting that out, because also in that video my hair is somewhat blonde. I was getting new headshots done and I wanted to go for the balayage, ended up getting really like honey blonde, panicked, didn't like it, went back brunette. My hair's been a bit through it. Hair went green for a little minute. I tried to get it back brunette, went, look, we've been on a little journey with the hair. We're now back to, this is very similar to my actual natural hair colour. I'll get bored of it soon, want a switch up. I panicked, didn't like it. Now looking back, think actually it looked quite nice. But one day I need to commit to going blonde and just go for it. Right now I think there was so much change happening. New house, new job, Elliot's gone, all of these things, and then I thought, fuck it, why not go blonde? That was not a good idea. Too much change, I couldn't cope. Yeah, so Venice was amazing and I'm really excited to share that vlog with you guys. Also was having awful eczema flare-ups when moving into this house. Went and got a patch test done, paid a disgusting amount of money for a patch test on my back to discover that I am very allergically sensitive. I have a reaction, an allergy to certain types of metals, which makes so much sense considering the eczema was on my neck, potentially around my face. sometimes where my watch was, not this watch, my Apple Watch. I have an allergy to nickel sulfate, which is used in some jewellery, and a slight reaction to have the proper names for it. Gold sodium thiosulfate is a slight reaction, and nickel sulfate is a big reaction, which is a whole new thing. So I now have to get hypoallergenic jewellery, and there's brands for that. A lot of people are allergic to certain types of metals, which is a good discovery. I've been wearing this necklace, I will link it down below, and I've had no reaction. I got sent it very kindly. So that's also been a thing, a discovery, a find. In another video I'll talk about how I actually calmed down the whole flare up, but yeah, that was a find. In terms of like mentally, I feel like I've been, you know, maybe slightly low and just slightly lonely was like a big feeling. I thought that I'm just like, in the last few months, like I'm not really sure what I'm meant for or what I'm good enough for, or if I'm good enough to do anything. Like, I'm aware, like saying it out loud just sounds a bit stupid, and just bear with me, but I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, what I should be doing, what I'm even like, what's my purpose. I just felt like I wasn't good at anything, that I wasn't achieving anything, and I think for me that's like a massive thing, is like I miss feeling like I'm achieving things in my life, or feeling like I'm good at things, and being able to like talk to my family and tell them like I've done this or I'm doing that. And I know that they don't put any pressure on me, and like talking to my friends, and I want to tell them like really cool fun things, or that I've like, oh, I've done this or whatever, and I just felt like I felt like I haven't done that, or I couldn't do that. And like, I think as a performer or an actor, or you know, wherever, and you see your family and oh, what's next, and you're like, I don't know, like I just don't know. I wish I knew what was next. But the only thing I really can do is just keep going and actually enjoy my life. I feel like constantly I can't relax, because I feel like I should be doing something, or I could be training, I could be going to the gym, I could be taking class, or I should be. But then sometimes I just need to rest. I haven't posted on Instagram since January, kind of unintentionally at the start. And now I've like built it up as a bit of a thing of like, fuck, like I need to post again. I think I've been really struggling. Okay, I'm just going to talk about it for a second, like trigger warning. I'm going to talk about like body image, confidence, all those kind of things there, so feel free to just skip ahead for a mo. But I don't know how long I'll sort of stay here for. Really struggling to even look at myself in the mirror over the last few months, really struggling with clothes. I'm hating everything I put on. Really a massive thing, and something that's so honest, is that I've really struggled to take dance classes because I can't look at myself in the mirror. I'm really working on it. It's a horrible space to be in, and like I think it makes me sad that I'm so hard and like cruel to myself, I think, because I'm such like a loving, I would say like kind person, and I would never ever dream of doing or saying those things to a friend or a family member. I think when so much of your career, you feel like so much of your career rides on how you look, and you're sort of judged on that, that is so a lot, such a lot to like, I feel anyway, to like go, you know, in my day-to-day life just feels like constantly thinking of that. I'm getting better, I feel like I am slowly getting better. I'm better now than I was a couple of months ago. But yeah, and I feel like with Instagram, I didn't want to upload pictures of me like posing and looking really confident and wearing, you know, things, and like that's not real, because I think a lot of Instagram especially is an app where people go on it and feel shit once they've looked at it or are on the app, because people like looking a certain way, or like how, you know, all of these things. It's like I never want to portray that. It's like I don't want to stand in an outfit looking really confident when actually I don't feel it. But I definitely over the last few weeks have definitely felt a lot better in my own skin, and I've been really trying to just like reason with myself, and you know, it's not, no one actually like cares. as much as I care. I think a lot of these things that I'm saying, and well, all of these things mainly I'm saying, are things that in my own head, like, you know, these are things that I'm like battling against myself in my head, and I'm gonna work so hard to overcome that. And I want to post on Instagram, I want to not pick myself apart, you know, I love fashion. It was definitely me a few months ago. I'm a lot better. I think, you know, even sat here in a vest, I know it's fucking boiling, so I can't really be in anything else, but a few months ago I wouldn't have felt comfortable to do that. So I feel like I am getting better. I love the creativity of Instagram, and I want it to just be natural. I want to take pictures when I want to. I want to take pictures when I'm out socially and having fun, or I just don't want to put pressure on. I knew that was pending. Now I knew that was coming. My camera died. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where I've been, and now I'm like, okay, cool, I'm ready to catch you guys up and then, you know, get back into all of that. I think these things are very, if anyone can relate, or it might just sound crazy, but yeah, and I also just don't want to spend this time with that consuming my life. That's such a sad waste of time, and when I'm older I will be so annoyed at myself for ever being so hung up on that, and I don't want to do that when I'm older. Another thing, 2 weeks ago we had someone pass away in my family. My granddad passed away, and I'm not going to talk about it because it's very personal. It's a very like family thing, and everyone's okay. But yeah, so that was, you know, just need a little bit of time to process everything, and I feel like I feel like I neglected looking after myself in the last like month or two. I really prioritized that and been really sort of like nurturing myself, which is great. Oh my gosh, if you were even this far in, then thank you. I will just update you guys on this because I know I've been mentioning it. I finally got my period back. I was hop, skip, jumping around. This is the thing, I don't want to speak too much because it's just been one. If you guys don't know, I came off the pill last end of July, beginning of August last year, and I hadn't had a period since, so it'd been like maybe 10 months-ish, nearly almost a year of not having a period since coming off the pill. It came, it was fine. I was very happy about the fact I had to get tampons. You know, I think that also has probably played a big part in feeling a little bit all over the place. You know, my hormones obviously have just been trying to sort themselves out the last almost year, so I do have to give myself a bit of grace in that area. Fingers crossed this is the start of a regular cycle. Fingers crossed. That would be fantastic. If the last 6 months have like, I feel like I've had probably too much time, to be honest, as you guys can really tell from this, but too much time with my own thoughts, but probably for the best. I am still a single girly. I know that's like, you know, any boyfriends on the scene. Obviously I'm a single girly. There's, you know, things going on, but when I feel like something's, you know, there to talk about, I'll obviously share it with you guys, and there's just not that currently in this moment in time. But you know, summer's here. Me and my friends were talking today about maybe having one of those like hinge parties, and you have a party and you bring like a date. That'd be kind of funny. I'm a single girl in my 20s living in London. Like, embrace that, because when you're married with kids doing the mundane stuff, I'll be like, oh, remember that time I lived in a shitty house with my friends, you know, had no money but had a good time doing it, which is kind of where I'm at with things. It's like, this is it, this is my life. Like, you've got one shot at this, right? This is all you've got, and I don't want to waste any more of this time waking up and just going like, oh, another day. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. Like, life is good. I have the most amazing friends and family. I'm so blessed. Really have so many amazing friends. My family are amazing. My family have always been amazing, but my friends, and most of my bestest friends live in Bristol, which I think is another thing I found really hard. You know, the temptation of, oh, shall I move her, you know, all of those things when so many of my friends live in Bristol. But you know, we're just on slightly different journeys right now. I'm trying to remember that you sort of give out, you attract what you give out. So let's, you know, flip a switch and make some good things happen. I love you guys so much. Again, thank you for watching. Feel free to follow me on other platforms if you so wish. I love creating content. I love fashion. I love clothes. I love documenting my life. I love romanticizing life. I love you guys. Life's for living. Let's live it. I love you. Hope you're well. Have a lovely rest of your day, week, month, whatever. And I'll see you for lots and lots of vlogs. Goodbye.
You like your vodka with a little touch of lime. You should probably take your heels off. You've been running through my mind.